snappers. The usual suspect. Fish worth it. Hey guys, we are in this beautiful rocky area. Yes, the time is 1:30. The reason I came here now is snappers. The usual suspect. I love them. The thing is, I know that this afternoon the currents are going to drop, so hopefully we might have a chance to get a fish. Usually they attack earlier with the sun high, but the currents are dropping a bit late today. We're gonna do our best and let's see what happens. Already from now the currents will start gradually to stop. We're going for the shift, so maybe, but that's all we have. Let's try. Another evening with boots on the rocks. Just me, the sea, and a window that's slowly starting to open. Like I said before, I'm here for the evening session, and while I know very well how much Dentex love strong sunlight, I know even better how much they hate hunting inside heavy current. And right now, the tide is finally starting to ease off. I'll begin with a digging sardine, working it low in the water column, slow, lazy, provoking, not trying to force a reaction, trying to trigger an instinct. The current is still pushing hard enough to make things difficult, but I didn't come all the way here to wait for perfect conditions. I came here to fish, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. The first fish is an unexpected surprise. I was not expecting it that early, at least not for today. Nice fish, but definitely not what I came for today. The evening light. That's when jigs truly come alive. One hard flash is often all it takes to wake up the predators holding deep on the bottom. And sometimes not only them. I'm switching to the flashing anchovy jig. This jig was built for conditions exactly like this, designed to cut through the current without losing balance, without losing action. No matter how hard the water pushes, it keeps swimming the way it's supposed to. I'll work it, tight to the bottom now, close enough to enter their zone, close enough to provoke a reaction strike, because sometimes in this game, one single flash is enough to start chaos. The problem is, if I really wanna strike here, I need to keep the jig inside the last 2 meters above the bottom. And that's the danger zone. One small mistake, one wrong angle, and the reef takes everything. But this is where groupers live. Deep in their caves, buried inside the structure, watching. And with the water still flowing, they become very reluctant to get out of there. So if I want one of them to leave its hole and commit to the attack, I have to place the jig right in front of its face. Too high and they won't move. Too safe and nothing happens. So yes, it's risky, but that's part of the game. A small grouper just showed up and decided to join the session. Not exactly what I came for, but I've learned one thing out here. Where there's one small one, there are usually more. And where there are more small groupers, there is almost always someone bigger holding nearby, watching, waiting, not showing itself yet. So I am not backing off. I'm going to push this spot harder now, and try to unlock the one fish that matters.
No! No! Come on!
The problem is, to reach the better fish, you sometimes have to pass through a lot of smaller ones first. And that's where things get tricky, because the bigger ones are always there, watching from deeper water, and they don't miss anything. A small grouper rising up to the surface, jig in its mouth, that's a warning signal, not an opportunity. That's why I don't let it linger. The moment a smaller fish comes up, I bring it fast, clean, controlled. No unnecessary time in the water column. I don't want to educate what's below. I don't want to teach the bigger ones how this looks, because out here, experience travels faster than instinct. Minute by minute, the water is changing. The flow is dropping off. You can see it on the surface. Those current lines that were cutting through the sea are starting to fade. Everything is slowing down, and with that, the behavior changes too. The small groupers are getting bolder now, more aggressive. They are rising higher, pushing harder, competing for every movement in the water. But the question starts to form in my mind. Am I going to spend this entire session only dealing with the small ones? Or is this shift in the current finally going to open the door for something bigger to move in? As some of you might have noticed, I almost always cast in the direction of the current, and then I retrieve against it. That's not random, that's a decision, because I'm trying to mirror nature as closely as possible. Baitfish don't drift helplessly with the flow. They fight it. They swim against it, trying to hold position, trying to survive. And predators know that. They read movement, they anticipate direction. So when time in the sea is limited, you can't afford to improvise too much. You have to align yourself with the natural logic of the system, almost one-to-one.
Not directly in the rocks, guys. Directly in the rocks. Oh, come on.
There's also a technical side to it. A jig coming with the currents loses its character. The action becomes dull, unstable, less convincing, but when it moves against the flow, it breathes differently. It reacts. It fights the water, and that resistance, that tension, that's what turns a piece of metal into something alive.
Small one, but in the rocks again, guys. Again in the rocks. Ah! Come on. The currents started to drop and some fish appeared, but because there are still currents, the groupers are very close to the rocks. So they don't go up to get my jig, so I have to keep it close to the bottom with all that risk of getting in the rocks. Even the small ones that are attacking, they are right next to the rock. So you can have trouble even from a 300 gram or half a kilo fish. Let's continue.
I'm not giving up. The conditions are changing, the fish are adapting, and so will I. If one approach doesn't work, I'll shift, I'll adjust, I'll find another angle, another depth, another rhythm. Because out here, it's never about forcing it, it's about solving it. And I'm going to keep pushing until I find the way to make it happen today. I change the rhythm of the jigging. To push the smaller groupers away, I stop letting the jig reach the bottom line. Instead, I lift the pace. Faster retrieves, sharper actions, more aggression in the cadence. The idea is simple. Change the signal. Change the response. Try to trigger something different. Something that sits higher in the food chain. But the sea doesn't really negotiate. When the flow drops, everything shifts. The groupers gain confidence, they rise, they follow, they commit more freely, and instead of backing off, they are becoming the dominant presence in the zone. That's the problem right now, because no matter how I change my presentation, the rules of the sea are still in control. It is starting to get annoying now. When the smaller fish keep hitting like this, they don't just fill the session, they change it. They make everything feel crowded, reactive, unsettled, and that alone can shut down the bigger attacks. But there's one thing I can't ignore. The jig is working flawlessly. Every movement is clean. Every touch gets answered. The system is alive. And at the end of the day, a strike is always a strike. Luckily, somewhere in all of this chaos, the sea has decided to give me at least that, a small mercy in a very busy session.
There's a road in the salt through the waves I can read. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Please step down from the life they hand to you. Can you follow the tide? Can you open your heart wide? These are the ways when you live for the ocean, the wind, the tides, the swell. These are the ways when you bleed for the ocean. I don't wanna fade in a life too small to tell. I just wanna rise where the deep knows me well. Oh, don't be late, meet me where the currents await. Yeah, wind and pain calling me to live Take me inside. Many long days and I'm still along for the ride. Have you had enough? Or are you waking up? When the world became too small for me, the tide was all that set me free. No map, no name, no guarantees, just something calling out to me. These are the ways when you live for the ocean, the dare, the win, the fail. These are the ways when you kneel to the ocean. I don't want to drown in the life they sell. I just want to rise where the deep knows me well.
Yes, that fish worth it, huh?
I'm sure there are more groupers around. I can feel it. But that last decent one that showed up earlier, it probably changed everything. Sometimes it works like that. One fish can shift the entire structure of the session. One cast and you get the big one immediately. Clean and simple. Other times, you have to push through an entire line of smaller fish, an army of them, almost like they're standing between you and the real target. Guardians, whether they mean to be or not. And today feels more like the second scenario. So I'm adjusting again. If my chances on the bottom are fading, I'm not going to keep forcing it there. I lift everything up into midwater and completely change the rhythm. Faster, more aggressive, more unpredictable. A different game now. A different language. Because if I want that carpaccio for tomorrow, this is non-negotiable. What I'm doing now is simple, but completely different from the bottom game. I let the jig sink almost all the way down, stopping just a few meters above the seabed, around that last 5-meter zone, and from there I bring it all the way up, layer by layer, water column by water column, all the way toward the surface. It's a different level now, different targets, different reactions. No more playing inside the structure, no more constant risk of snagging, just open water and movement. And in this shift of depth and rhythm, I'm not looking for what hides on the bottom anymore. I'm looking for what follows the rise.
Another small one. Oh, finally, a bonito. Finally. Whoopa! Hey! Yay! Come here, Carpaccio! Whoopa! Okay. A bit of walk around on the rocks fishing. The sky and the sun started to get this golden orange color, so maybe.
The currents have finally dropped to zero. The sea is still now, almost unnatural in its calm, as if the entire underwater world is holding its breath. But still water doesn't mean empty water. It only means the movement has changed, because when the flow disappears, predators don't disappear with it. Some of the most capable hunters take this exact moment as opportunity. They use the silence, the stability, the lack of resistance to move unseen and strike with precision. And right now, this is that window, the window that I was waiting for. The baitfish lose the cover of current. Everything becomes exposed. Every vibration, every flash, every mistake is amplified. This is where things can explode. And this is my moment. No current to fight, no drift to control, just timing, depth and intent. Now, it's time to fish. I can almost feel that something is following. I'm not alone here. A failed strike, and I know exactly what caused it. The bite marks on the body of the lure will confirm that shortly.
We got a strike. Ha! They are getting there. They are not ready yet, but they are getting there. We can't do anything else but continue. It would be foolish to use again the same color, so I will change. Let's see.
A missed Dentex. That's something nobody wants. It can easily destroy your fishing in a single moment. But I'm not afraid of that here, because today the current shifted late, and that changes everything. Dentex don't really like to hunt deep into the dark. They rely on light, structure, timing and confidence. So what I'm seeing right now is a window, a short one, maybe half an hour, maybe even less. A final push before they shut down for the night. If they miss this opportunity, they don't really get another one today. They'll have to wait until tomorrow to feed properly again. And yes, in winter that gap might not matter as much, but now in spring everything runs faster. Metabolism is higher, energy demand is higher, the margin for hesitation is smaller. So I'm confident, because right now the conditions are aligned with opportunity, and I'm already in position. This time, it won't get away that easily. I try to lift fast the fish because the bottom is full of sharp rocks, but still, the fish knows what to do.
Come on.
I will wait until it decides to leave. I play defense, not offense. I think it's over. Nope.
Yes. Look at that incredible fish. No. Okay. Yes. Incredible. And the new leader took it all. Yes. Yes. That's a nice fish. Beautiful fish. Interesting video, huh? I know. It's a headache. The rocks, our realm is a headache. And in Mediterranean, you need to get a nice fish, you need to go on the rocks. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. I have a long way to go back, so it was fun and mission accomplished. However, remember what we said: be strong, be safe. If you want to support me further, you can always join the supporters, the membership. If not, I still love you, it's the same. And stay strong, guys. See you soon. And now you're gonna see me sooner and sooner, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, maybe just one last cast.
Say it out loud so it sounds real. Just one more cast and then I'll leave. I say it out so it feels done. Pretend this choice is the only one. The bag is closed, the rod is down, the clock says go. But I keep standing half turned around like I don't already know. If I don't look at the water too long, I might believe myself. Just one last cast, that's all I need. A small excuse, so hard to leave. Just one last cast, I make the deal. Not with the sea, but with what I feel. I tell myself this is the end, like I haven't before. I say this one doesn't count, so hard to leave this shore. Every promise feels honest until the lure hits it. Then the truth resets again somewhere between here and there. I convince myself I've left while I'm still here.